Welcome, everyone, to Roswell, New Mexico. Time for Hobbs Eagle Baseball, live on the internet. HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, the Hobbs Sports Channel, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Ty Friend here with you. Kind of a windy afternoon in Roswell. First district game of the season for your Hobbs Eagles, who come in at 10-10 after the big wins over Rose of Sharon, El Paso. Roswell at 9-10. This will be their first district game of the season as well. There'll just be one games apiece at home and away. Not like a few years ago where there was a doubleheader in one spot and a single game at the others. You can tell a little wind in the background here. Lynn will be the starting pitcher for Roswell, and for your Hobbs Eagles, Udahara. Of course, Eagles getting those two victories in the past weekend to get their record of 2-1 against Rose of Sharon. They won the first game of that Carlsbad Invitational 4-3, but Hobbs came back and returned the favor in those games after that on Saturday. 16-12 was the second game, of course, and a 4-run win for the Hobbs Eagles. And then, of course, the game one was 13-7. Eagles outscored Rose of Sharon in both games, 29-19 overall. Both teams, though, getting 20 hits combined for each team in those two games for each squad, so 20 hits apiece, 10 in each contest. So Hobbs getting ready here to start off against Roswell High. Last year, the Roswell High Coyotes went 10-15. They were 2-4 in district. There's a logjam for second. Clovis, Hobbs, and Roswell all getting the 2-4 record. And Carlsbad pretty much got themselves an easy district title at 6-0 on the season there. Of course, we're into a new one now as we get ready for our first action here, as Hobbs will step up quickly, starting with Jaden Taylor, the second baseman. Taylor up at the plate. He's batting .379. 2 triples this year, 14 RBIs, 22 hits. Hobbs is a team at .315 from the bat. And here comes them with the first pitch. Fastball outside for ball one. Getting windy afternoon here in Roswell, just like when we left Lee County this afternoon as well. Then take a little bit of time on the mound, turns and fires. Fastball, this one going out towards left field. And it should have enough time for the center field or left fielder to come over and make the catch, and he does. That is Camelli out there, Lamelli in left field, as he goes left to right for the first fly out. So one down quickly on the fly ball from Taylor out to left field. Second in the order, Jason Fuentes, the shortstop. Fuentes batting .367, 22 hits this season. In the top 5 for RBIs with 14, 3 doubles, and a triple. Raza wearing the white uniforms, the red numbers. Fastball barely hits the bottom of the strike zone for the strike. To hold on there by Fuentes. Fuentes, of course, the shortstop for the Hobbs Eagles. Lujan at first, Villa second, and Navarez at third for the Coyotes defense. Fastball high, swing and a miss for Fuentes. The outfielder, Lamelli in left, Dominguez in the mid center field, and Griffin in right. Catcher is Orozco behind the plate. Of course, we mentioned Lynn on the mound. Fastball off the handle. It's going to take a foul shot towards the Hobbs Eagle right side, out of play. Count goes to 0-2 now. Second in the order, Jason Fuentes. Of course, there's just one game here tonight. Eagles will be at home against Clovis on Friday for the second district game of the season. Eagles trying to break the 500 mark, 11 wins here tonight. Roswell trying to even it up at 10-10. Here comes the wind up at the throw. High fastball for ball one. Good eye for Fuentes. Clovis and Carlsbad going at it tonight for their first game as well. Eagles come in at the number 10 spot in the Max Preps poll, 20 for Roswell. Curveball inside, a hard shot, a jump at third base. The throw should be in time, and it is there. As coming down with the snag high in the air was Navarez as he nails it over to Lujan. Off the 5-3 for out number 2. So 2 down quickly, ground out for Fuentes to third. And now Jaden Hernandez third in the order. Jaden picking up a couple of home runs in one of the games against Rose of Sharon. Definitely had the bat going hard for the Eagles in that Saturday doubleheader. 2 down, though, for the Eagles in the top of the first. We are slated for 7. Jaden 2 for 3 in one game, 6 RBIs, 2 homers, and 3 runs scored in that contest. Curveball inside for the ball. So Jaden with a hot bat in that one. Eagles as a team hit .327 against Rose of Sharon, 10 hits in each game. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss. Outside corner that time for Hernandez. He is the catcher for the Eagles. Evens up the count at 1-1, but 2 down. Of course, they have the Roswell field here for the last couple of seasons. They used to play out at the Coca-Cola field out there at the fairgrounds. Here comes a 1-1. Fastball goes hard through second base, out into center field. He'll take a roll. Should be just held up for a single there. First hit of the game for the Eagles. Jaden out to center field. And trying to get it back in quickly is Dominguez. So just a single, but a nice swat of the bat there by Hernandez. So that'll bring up the cleanup man, Jackson Suter. He DH in this one. Souter steps up to the plate. It's batting .158, has 6 hits this season, 6 RBIs, and a couple of doubles, plus a home run. The Eagles have hit 13 home runs on the season, and a bunch of them against Rose of Sharon, including those 2 we mentioned by Hernandez. Also got the freshman involved in that game as well, as putting it over the fence was Dunlap. 2 down with runner at first after the single by Hernandez. Fastball outside corner for the strike. Holding on, it was Souter, one of the lefties for Hobbs. Eagles wearing their gold uniforms and the white pants here, black helmet. Lynn takes a peek at first. Turns and fires a fastball at the end of the bat. It's going to go foul over the Roswell dugout side, out of play. Eagles with 32 doubles this year, 6 triples, and 13 home runs. Last year, Eagles winning one of the 2 games 4-0 after the foul ball off the middle of the bat, middle of the backstop. Hobbs won game 1 at home against Roswell 4-0, and Roswell won on their home field 12-11, so split the series. Again, 2-4 records for all 3 teams underneath Carlsbad last year in the district. Hobbs did not make the playoffs. Neither did Roswell. Then takes the call he wants. 0-2 pitch. Fastball inside and strike 3. Souter caught watching it. First K of the ball game off the pitching of Lynn. And so the Hobbs Eagles do get 1 hit, leave 1 on base, which was Hernandez after the single. No runs come across. We go to the bottom of the first. We'll take a quick break. Back in 60 on the Hobbs Eagle Network. We're back live at Roswell High, Hobbs Eagle Network. Eagle Baseball District game number 1, down 0-0 score here, bottom of the first inning. Hobbs Eagles come in 10-10 on the season. Overall, Roswell at 9-10. As we get ready for the first defensive look for the Eagles. And on the mound will be Udahara. Allen with a 3-2 record, his 8th appearance on the season. ERA of 4.81. Eagles went through a slew of pitchers in one of the 2 games in the doubleheader, too. They had a lot of guys stepping up, 4 in the 1 game. Had 2 in the first game. That was Sullivan and Brister. As I mentioned, a whole slew, including Parrish, a few others in game 2, still getting the win in both of those to go 2-1 in the series against Rose of Sharon. One of the best teams in private baseball, especially there in El Paso and the state of Texas. Don't have a district, but Hobbs doing a great job of knocking them off twice. Roswell steps up to the plate, getting their first at-bat. Milanes, the shortstop. His team yet to score here. Hobbs, of course, couldn't get one to come through early. He's number 13, batting at .389 this season. 21 hits, 8 RBIs, 5 doubles. Takes the first pitch, a fastball for the strike. 1 triple, and a home run. Roswell's hit 7 homers this season, 35 doubles, 3 triples, and they're batting .348 as a team, so pretty good numbers there in terms of the overall average. Got a couple guys in the 400s and one in the 500s. We'll get to that here in shortly. So Udahar with the windup and the throw. Slider barely misses outside for the ball. Count evens up at 1-1. Here in the bottom of the first, slated for 7 here in Roswell. Udahar stares behind the plate to Hernandez. Another slider outside and low for ball 2. Good save there by Hernandez. Kestner at first. It'll be, of course, Udahara at the pitcher. Taylor second. Montez at third and Fuentes the shortstop. Curtis Phillips and Parrish left to right in the outfield. 2-1 count now here in the bottom of the first. As Bionis the shortstop. A little bit ahead on the count here. Udahara returns. This time a fastball hit hard through the second third base gap out to left field. Takes a roll and scooped up by Curtis, but a single to start it off for Roswell to get their first base runner.
Number 4, Chase Griffin.
Second in the order, Jace Griffin, the right fielder. Griffin batting .451 with the tops on the team. He's got 23 hits this season, 11 RBIs, 3 doubles, and is a senior. Runner at first, no outs here, and no score on the scoreboard. Yarn comes with a slider, bounces off the left of the plate. It's going to let the runner advance to second. Have to chase it behind to the netting is Hernandez. Keeps the runner at bay at second, although he started to kind of round it out a little bit and started to look towards third, but he gets back. Of course, no field turf here in Roswell. It's the regular grass and dirt, so that's a little bit of a different situation for Hobbs to deal with, especially with their home situation. They will be back at home on Friday against Clovis for game number 2 of the district. 1-0 count to Griffin. Udahar takes a peek back at second. Turns and fires it. Fastball clips the outside corner for the strike. Caught watching that time was Griffin. He's second in the order. Lujan and Lamelli, the 2 L's in 3rd and 4th slots next. 1 ball and 1 strike, even up count. Big leadoff at second for Bionis. Time called, stepping out of the box, the righty or the lefty Griffin wants to readjust himself here. And pretty good heavy wind situation. Gusts about 20 miles per hour for this one. Roswell with 6 seniors, 3 juniors, and 8 sophomores. They got a lot of young kids on the squad. Fastball outside and having to hold on to it hard was Hernandez, jumping up towards that third baseline and waiting for that runner to possibly cheat over a little bit. Save the wild pitch. Hobbs, on the other hand, with 9 seniors, more top-heavy on the leadership. 3 juniors, even with Roswell. 1 sophomore and 2 freshmen. So lots of sophomores over for Roswell to work here the next few seasons. 2-1 count. Here comes the pitch. Udahara down the curveball inside. Backhanding it at second is going to be a throw from Taylor low, but scooped out of the dirt by the Eagles' Kestner, and that will get the out at first. Runner advances to third. So the ground out by Griffin for the first out. Nice job for Taylor to get the runner out, and now it's Lujan, the first baseman. Lujan batting .397 this season. He's got himself 25 hits, leads it, or second in the team in doubles with 6 and 3 home runs. He's the best, almost half of his team's production. Curve it inside, high one towards right center. Eagles should have some time, but they got 2 outfielders trying to chase it. Takes a bounce between them, and that's going to be at least a double. Runner's going to score. So a 2 RBI double converted by Lujan. And the first point of the ball, or first run of the ball game for Roswell here in the first inning. Lamelli now, the left fielder, steps up. He is the cleanup man. And a runner at second after the double. Eagles had Parrish coming from right and Phillips from center towards right center, and almost a collision there, and the ball just kind of jumped over both of them and took a plop into the grass. Udahara curveball inside. It looks like it hits the leg of the batter, which was Lamelli, so he'll get hit by the pitch, and he'll now get a runner on too. First and second are covered up. Of course, Coach Bowman is the head coach. Unfortunately, Coach Boyle won't be able to be in this game, but he will be back on Friday. Coach Bowman, of course, the pitching coach for the Eagles, and did have to coach part of that doubleheader second game on Saturday and got the win for Hobbs. Now Luke Lynn, the pitcher, he steps into the plate. Also plays some football. His dad, the coach, of course. .431 batting average, 22 hits, 19 RBIs. He's second on the team in the Ribbies. The 5 doubles, triple, and a 1 home run. Udahara trying to keep his hat tacked on with the wind gusts here, blowing from right to left. 1 down here in the bottom of the first. Eagles trailing 1-0. Here's the windup for the throw, Udahara. Slider outside, saved by Hernandez. Runner's going to have to get back to second on the ball. 1-0 ball game here. Lots of Lee County baseball and softball action going on. Portales hosting Lovington. Roswell and Hobbs going out in softball as well. Udahara takes a look back at both bases, first and second, checking the runners. Turns and fires, slider, it goes through the legs of Hernandez and hits the backstop. Wild pitch. Now runners advancing to second and third. So a little bit of a problem now with the wind kind of taking the pitches just a bit. And the Eagles are going to have to try to stop the bleeding here. They're down 1-0, but some runners trying to come on for Roswell with just 1 down. 2-0 count to Lynn. As we mentioned, Carlsbad and Clovis going at it tonight for their first district game. Udahara comes to the fastball at the end of the bat. Hard to second to Taylor. Turns and fires at first. Gets the out. Tagged by Kester with the back foot. But that will score on a fielder's choice, and an RBI is coming across the plate. As Lynn will score. Or not Lynn, excuse me. Blayanis scores. And also Lujan, so there's a 2-1 lead now for Roswell. So a score coming on the fielder's choice as they decide to take the runner out at first. Fastball off the middle of the bat, going to sell foul for Lynn, or correction, Villa the second baseman. Runner at third, a 2-0 ball game in favor of Roswell here in their home field. Diego Villa facing an 0-1 count to Udahara. Turns a fastball right down the pike for the strike. A hold call there by Villa. Decides not to swing the bat. Count now to 0-2. So Udahara up in the count right now. Runner still at third. Here's the windup for the throw. Fastball comes right through to the gap second and third, and they're going to make the throw to first in time, and that will be it. Hobbs Eagle defense steps up late as Fuentes, the shortstop, number 6 going to 3 for out number 3. We're back here in Roswell as your Hobbs Eagles come up to the plate here in the top of the second. 2-0 Roswell. Cole Kestner, the first baseman, 5th in the order for the Eagles. Takes a fastball a little late in the swing. Gets a piece of the ball. Goes to the glove for the foul. Kestner comes in at .368 this season. 21 hits, 20 RBIs, a couple of doubles. 1 triple and 4 home runs. He's the leader, putting it over the fence. Knuckler inside, going to take a dribble towards short. Should be a routine play for Roswell. Shortstop sidearms it, and that will be for the throw out there. As that was Balias making the throw to first. Little sidearm there. So grounding out is Kestner. 6th in the order, Tristan Montez, the third baseman. Batting .333, 17 hits, 14 RBIs, 5 doubles, a triple, and a home run. 8 players have gotten home runs for the Eagles this season. Curveball inside off the handle, right to the backstop for the foul. Still 2-0 here in the top of the second. Hobbs so far with 1 hit from Hernandez, got a single. Fastball outside for the ball. Having to pop behind the plate was Orozco, keeping that from going wild, but no base runners for the Eagles. Again, these two teams split the series last year, 1 game apiece. 2-4 records for district with Clovis. Here's the windup of the throw from Lynn. Curveball inside, low beneath the knees for the ball. Count to 2-1. Listening live to Hobbs Eagle Baseball, exclusive coverage on the internet, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Comes back with a fastball. Ooh, boy, nice glove movement by the catcher that time to get that in place. That was Orozco, and gets the strike call. Count evens up at 2-2. Of course, lefty is Tristan Montez. Waiting for the pitch from Lynn. The windup in the throw. Fastball low. Golf swing towards first. Backpedaling the first baseman. He's going to take a run to the bag and make the stomp. That was Lujan for the out. Fielded it himself, and the ground out for Montez. So 2 grounders so far for the Eagles. And now down to the third out possibility. But Luke Parrish now, the right fielder, is going to try to make that go the other way with a hit. Parrish batting .219 with 7 hits, 2 RBIs, 9 runs to his name as well. Back to the righties of the roster for the Eagles. Eagles trying to get their first hit here in the second inning. Then comes with a low fastball. A little flinch here from Parrish, but he saw that one submarining way too quickly before it got across the plate as he holds on that one for the ball. Then turns and fires. Another one. This one clinks off the plate. Bounces right into the glove of Orozco for ball 2. Good eye for Parrish on the first 2 pitches. Trying to be the first runner here in the second inning. Lynn taking his time. The windup in the throw. Fastball off the middle of the bat. Going to sail out over the Hobbs Eagle dugout right. Out of play. See the big McDonald's sign in the right field, right behind the American and New Mexico flags back there. Parrish calls time. Going to back it out and twist his bat a little bit here to get himself situated, get a better grip. Count to 2-1 now for Parrish. He is 7th in the order for the Eagles. John Curtis and Carson Phillips due up next to wrap up the order. Both of them outfielders, of course, lefty, left field, and center. Then goes to the fastball, middle of the bat, going to be out towards right field, takes a bounce, a backhand by Griffin in the right field, and he'll get it back in for the single, though, for Parrish. So Eagles now at their second hit of the ball game, 1 in each inning. That's going to bring up John Curtis, 8th in the order, the left fielder. Curtis batting .250, has 13 hits, 16 RBIs, 3 doubles, and a home run. Also with 9 runs to his name, just like Parrish. Back to the lefties for the team. Bounces the fastball, gets through the legs of the catcher. He came up ready to fire Orozco, but he had guys kind of in his way. His pitcher and his shortstop had moved over in front of second base in case that thing was thrown low. But it gives plenty of time for Parrish to make it to second off the wild pitch off the plate. At the plate, the tying run with Curtis. Waggling that bat behind the left ear. 1-0 count. Lynn taking a lot more time before he unloads this pitch, and time is called. Top of the Max Preps poll this week. Cleveland at 20-0. Piedra Vista 18-2. Second. La Cueva third at 16-3. And Rio Rancho 16-4. Centennial 16-1. Eagles have played 4 out of those 5 teams in the top 5. Fastball outside just misses for the ball. Count 2-0. Eagles check in at number 10 in the Max Preps. And Roswell number 20. And Hobbs has a real good strength of schedule, 16.1. In fact, that's the second best in the top 10 for the Max Preps poll. Roswell coming in at 7 for their strength of schedule with a 9-10 record. Here's the windup in the throw from Lynn. Bounces it off the plate again. Catcher's getting a lot of work behind the plate, deflecting those balls and trying to keep him in traffic so he can throw out a runner or Parrish if he needs to from second, but keep that one from getting away from it. Count now 3-0 as Curtis well up ahead of the count. He has a couple of pitches he can burn here. 2 outs still for the Eagles. They just want to get this ball in play. Lynn takes a long stare back at second to Parrish. Turns and fires a fastball inside. Oh, boy. Looked like a little bit brushing the knees back there a bit, but Curtis going to get the strike call. Of course, has one more pitch he can burn here with a 3-1 count. Still 2-0 Roswell, top of the second. 7 innings on the slate here. Comes a fastball at the end of the bat over the second baseman's head into right center. It's going to take a roll and hit the wall. That will be an RBI double, and they will get the relay. And finally, ball comes into via the second baseman off the throw from Griffin. So an RBI double for John Curtis. That is going to score Parrish, and the Eagles now down 2-1. Still 2 outs. Runner at second thanks to the double by Curtis. That's the second, make it the third hit of the game for Hobbs. Singles apiece for Hernandez and Parrish, and Curtis with the double. Phillips last in the order now, the center fielder. Phillips batting .304 with 14 hits, 4 RBIs, double, triple, and home run. Fastball down the pike for the strike as Phillips kind of eyeing where that pitch was coming and held up on it. Definitely would like to get an RBI here to tie up the ball game with his teammate Curtis licking his chops between second and third off the leadoff. Then looks back, turns and fires a fastball off the end of the bat. It's going to take a dribbler towards first. Should be an easy stomp out, and that will do it as Lujan makes the play from first. A little back pedal like he had earlier for the ground out for out 3. But the Hobbs Eagles do manage to get 2 hits. 1 run comes across, 1 left on base. We head to the bottom of the second. 2-1 Roswell over the Eagles. Coyotes coming to the plate next on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Number 3, Tavian.
We're back in the Alien City here, Roswell, New Mexico. Hobbs Eagle Baseball returning to HobbsAmerica.com YouTube and the Cold 95.7 Facebook page. Eagles trailing 2-1 here in the bottom of the second. Roswell getting to 7th in the order now. Davian Dominguez, the center fielder. 7th in the order. They've got 1 hit, a 2 RBI double from Lujan earlier. And a single from Bayanes, both getting a run scored after that. First pitch, a strike. Udahar with a fastball down the middle. Bayanes waited on, or Dominguez waited on that one. Navarez and Orozco to round out the order for the Coyotes. Comes the 0-1 pitch from Udahar. Little slider action off the handle and goes right to the dirt for the foul. Might even hit the knuckles there. Both these teams have had some common opponents this year. Rose of Sharon, Centennial, El Paso Cathedral and Artesia. Of course, the Eagles split with Artesia, and Roswell lost both games to the kind of an arch rival down the road here. Both teams beat Cathedral. Both teams lost to Centennial. Curveball way outside, and a swing and a miss. That will sit down on the strikeout quickly for Dominguez. First K of the game issued by Udahara. And now Aerith Navarez is up for the Coyotes. Navarez batting .233. He's got 10 hits on the season, 8 RBIs, a double, and a home run. Still 2-0, one down. Here in the bottom of the second. Fastball high for ball one. Gus picking up even more here, 20, 25 miles per hour here in Roswell. Same thing in Lee County, the whole east side of the state getting whacked with a Mother Nature situation here. Slider, swing and a miss. Over the top of it was Navarez. He is the third baseman for the Coyotes. Again, they're batting .348 this season into this game tonight. Big breath for Udahara. Slider again, bounces off the plate. Got to roll out towards the Hobbs Eagle dugout off the deflection. Coach Bowman's going to run out there and pick it up to get it back into his pitcher, Udahara. Umpire's going to walk the ball out to him as well. Bethia live on Friday, 4:45 for the pregame show. 5 o'clock first pitch from Sportsman's Park in Hobbs after those 2 wins Saturday against Rose of Sharon, the team out of El Paso. Udahara back up on the rubber now, ready to throw. The windup and unloads with the fastball outside and high for ball 2 or 3. 3-1 count. Yeah, most of these teams did play Rose of Sharon. Hobbs winning those 2-1, 13-7, 16-12, lost 4-3. Fastball is going to roll across the plate, slide into the backstop for the walk. Roswell lost to Rose of Sharon 14-2 in just one game. So the first walk of the game for either team is Navarez to first. That's going to bring up Isaac Orozco, the second baseman. He's 9th in the order. Orozco batting .292 with 7 hits, 8 RBIs, a double, and has just 1 run to his name so far. He's a number 00. So get through their order one time now with 1 down. Runner at first after the walk to Navarez. Udahara at the slider inside. Gets bobbled off the glove of Hernandez, and he was getting ready to fire from the third baseline and keeps the runner back at first. Doesn't need to throw that one. Orozco looks over to his coach at third. Get some last second instructions there. Quick peek at first for Udahara. Fastball inside for the ball. Count goes to 2-0. Bianis, Griffin, and Lujan, 1, 2, 3 in the order. 2 out of the 3 have gotten hits. Bianis a single and Lujan a 2 RBI double. Both have scored a run as well. Here comes a 2-0 from Udahara. Curve inside. He'll get a hard shot to third. Bell is thrown to second, and a high one going high in the air to bring that one down for the Eagles. Definitely a nice athletic move for Taylor off the throw from Montez. And Wen got a piece of that one, was able to get it over there. He came down to the third bag like he was tagging somebody out, but no runner coming. But that will be the ground out for Orozco. Thanks to Montez on that one. Top of the order, Bianis. He got a single to start the game and a run scored. 2 down here in the bottom of the second with a 2-1 Roswell lead. Hit count once again, 2 for Roswell and 3 for the Hobbs Eagles, who had 1 more at bat. More wind gusting through here in Roswell. Oop, there goes the camera. Try to keep himself on the mound now. Udahara turns and fires. Fastball. Little check swing going high in the air towards right center. And the catch will be made. Coming over for him right to left was Parrish and sails the ball quickly into second to stop the runner. Great job there. Kind of hard to throw against the wind, but the fly out for Parrish to make the catch against the top of the order, Bianis. And that's going to bring up Griffin now. Griffin is 0 for 1. He ground out to second back in the first inning. He is one of the lefties. Runner at first and second now. Ball low for the ball. I guess they're going to say that the second baseman for the Eagles possibly, I'm not sure what that's all about because they've kept the runners on the bases. Looked like that was an easy out as Tyler came down on a high throw. I guess they're going to say he pulled his foot because they're keeping the runners at first and second. So still 2 outs on the scoreboard. 2-0 count now. So I guess they're going to have to go with an error for Bayanes on that last one. Fastball inside, hit hard towards second. Backpedaling for the snag for the Eagles was the shortstop, Fuentes, and that will be out number 3. As we go to the top of the third inning, Roswell finishing up there with a walk. They leave 1 on base, no runs come across. We go to the bottom of the bottom of the third, top of the third, your Hobbs Eagles up first. They trail 2-1. Back with you on the Hobbs Eagle Network in 60 seconds. Sweet Caroline on the loudspeaker here in Roswell. Ty Friend here with you. Hobbs Eagle Baseball on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Eagles come up to the plate, starting their order for the second time. Jaden Taylor leading it off, flew out to left to start the game. Hobbs getting those hits from Hernandez, a single for Parrish, and a RBI double for Curtis. The 3 hits compared to 1 for Roswell. Top of the third inning here in Roswell. Luke Lynn with the fastball outside for ball 1. Get close to halfway through here. We're 1 game. The game again on Friday as well, home against Clovis for the Eagles. Luke returns to the fastball outside again for ball 2. Fuentes, Hernandez, and Souter, 2, 3, and 4 in the order. After this, fastball hits the dirt in front of the plate and bounces off the chest protector of Orozco. He's got to chase it down a little bit. It might even hit his arm there as he's trying to work it out a little bit. Time is called. Umpire is going to take a ball back to Lynn at the mound. 3-0 count, getting well up ahead here is Taylor. Let some pitches burn if he wants. Still taking some time. Another baseball given to the umpire. Taylor back in. Waiting for the pitch now. Luke taking some time to get the thing going across the plate. He's changing the pitch count or call behind the plate for his catcher. Slide a little bit to the right here. Fastball clips the outside corner on the strike. And that'll be a 3-1 now for Taylor. Lynn takes some time, turns and fires. Fastball high for the 4th ball, and that will be a walk. And that will send Taylor to the first bag for a walk. Eagles getting their first of the ball game. Runner at first. No outs here in the top of the third for Hobbs, trailing 2-1. 2 runs for Roswell in the first inning. Hobbs got 1 in the second. And that brings in Jason Fuentes, ground to third. Throw to first, not in time. Getting back is Taylor. Tying run at first is Taylor. Lynn takes a peek at first. Another throwback. Boy, that one right behind his back that time, but runner's back again, Taylor. Fuentes back in the box. He's got 14 RBIs this season in the top 6. Fastball high and inside for the ball. Good eye. Little brush back that time for Fuentes. Fuentes has a 45% on-base percentage, one of the better ones on the team. Lenga fired again to first. Late swat at the butt there for the first baseman, Lujan, just to make sure he knows that he's there. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball high and outside for ball 2. Having to get up high for that one was Orozco, the catcher. Returns it back to Lynn. Now Fuentes has a little bit of breathing room. Gets some signals from Coach Bowman, third base coach in this one and head coach of this single game in Roswell. The windup of the throw, fastball, misses the outside for ball 3. So Fuentes taking advantage of this one now. Got to guess the wind caused a little bit of the control issue at this point. Nothing getting away on that one, but going to make the ball flow a little bit different than it normally does. Then comes back with a fastball. Whoa, boy, a low one, but they're going to say it barely hit the bottom of the strike zone. And the ball count now to 3-1. Lights coming on here in Roswell. Mostly because of the gray skies. Doesn't look like it's going to drop any precip around here except for some wind. 3 balls and a strike. Fastball clips the inside corner now for ball 2 or strike 2. Now we got a full count to Jason Fuentes, second in the order for the Eagles. Hernandez and Sauter due up next. No outs here in the top of the third, and your Eagles down by 1. Fastball. It's barely high of the strike zone. Steal on the way and converted by Taylor. And the walk going to be issued to Fuentes. So 2 walks in a row now for the Eagles to get runners at first and second. The go-ahead run at second is Taylor. And that'll bring in third of the order, Jaden Hernandez, with a single back in the first. Of course, he had a couple of home runs in one of the games against Rose of Sharon on Saturday, the team from El Paso. Went 2 for 3 and ended up with 6 RBIs after that game. That was the second game, 16-12 final for Hobbs to get their record at 10-10. No outs on the board, runners at first and second. Fastball right down the pike as Hernandez decides to hold solid on the bat for the strike. Hernandez 53% in terms of on-base percentage. So more than half the time he'll get there for you. Fastball clears his chin almost, just barely. See his silver chin kind of bouncing just a bit as well around his neck. Count even up at 1-1 on the ball. Got a little shave for free on that one. 1 ball and 1 strike to Hernandez. Long stare at second for Lynn. Turns and fires. Curve inside off the handle. Is going to go towards left. And this one might have cleared the fence. It looks like it is gone. 3-run homer. Big time for Hernandez. Couple of last weekend. And now he's going to add another one with 3 scores coming through. 3 RBIs, including Hernandez. And that gets the Eagles up as well. They'll go to 4-2. As his teammates put all the helmets in the air, a little clink of the helmets for after the score. So Hobbs now with 3 runs here in the third inning. And really lightens the mood up here as the Eagles take the lead in Roswell. So Hernandez just made his 4th home run of the season. He's tied up now with Kessner. 14 total for the Eagles in home runs. Double the numbers for Roswell. Fastball from Lynn right down the middle for the strike as he's pitching to the lefty Sauter. Sauter, the DH, struck out for the last out of the first inning. Eagles up 4-2. Fastball for the strike. Down the middle. Could hear the glove whap with that ball coming through. 0-2 count now to Souter. No outs for the Eagles, who lead 4-2, doubling up on Roswell. Thanks to the HR from Hernandez on 3 RBIs. Here's the windup for the throw. Bounces it in front of the plate. Almost took the head off of his catcher for the ball. With that home run again for Hernandez, you mentioned he is 4th of the season, but also that will add 3 more RBIs to his numbers. He's at 25 now. He leads the team and helping his teammates get to the plate, including himself. 1-2 pitch from Lynn. Another one hits in front of the plate. The control issues are starting to mount, and that will be a walk. 3 walks and a home run given up. You got to bet there's going to be a timeout, and yes, there is. We'll take a break as well. Discussion on the mound here. 4-2, your Eagles have scored 3 runs off a home run by Hernandez and some pitching issues now for Lynn. They'll talk about it. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Timeout is over for Roswell. They leave Lynn in as the pitcher. 4-2 Hobbs Eagles score here in the top of the third, no outs. Cole Kestner checks in, ground to short back in the second, the first baseman for the Eagles. Takes a curve inside, a little check swing. Bat comes around. Not sure he got a piece or not. The runner did advance to second. Of course, already scoring before this was Taylor, Fuentes, and Hernandez, the guy that hit the homer. Called that a strike, so he did get a piece of it. Or a foul, I should say. 0-1 count now with the runner at second. Souter was the one to advance after the deflection on the ball there. Then looks back to second, turns and fires another bouncer, but it goes right in the chest of his catcher, Orozco, to save it. Biggest issue right now is there's no outs on the scoreboard. Eagles were down early 2-0, scored 1 run in the second, and have added 3 here after the home run. Deep breath here for Lynn. Still worried about that runner just a bit. Fastball, hard whack out towards left center, going to go towards the wall, takes a bounce and goes over. Ground rule double. That will score a run, an RBI. Kestner with the 1 RBI double. And coming across the plate is Souter. So another run added on, 5-2 Eagles here in Roswell. First game of the district, and still no outs on the scoreboard. They just had a timeout for the discussion with the pitcher there, but he still remains on the mound. Don't see any action in the bullpen quite yet, but of course, high school baseball, a lot of guys can play more than one position, so they might be out in the field right now. Tristan Montez now the next batter for the Eagles at number 6. He ground out to first back in the second inning. He is one of the lefties, of course. Trying to add on to this 5-2 lead. Off the end of the bat on the fastball, out to right, a high one. Leaping one-handed catch by Griffin, deep right field near the scoreboard, and that will be a fly out for Montez. So out number 1. And now Luke Parrish will step in. He had a single back in the second and did score a run eventually. 5 hits for the Eagles so far, including a homer. Also got an RBI double from Kestner. Homer from Hernandez, if you're just joining us. Then go with an 0-1 pitch. Fastball, a little late swing off the handle. It's going to go high in the air, foul to the first baseline. Then it curves back in. It takes a bounce. They're going to call it fair. At least a single. The throw to first. Is it there in time? Still waiting for the signal here. Yep, they're going to go ahead and call that out at first. That will advance the runner, though. Hard to judge that out in right field. It kind of was curving out a play, and then it went back in. But the right field able to bring it down and send it to first. Griffin connects with Lujan to get out Parrish. that's going to be second out for the Eagles. John Curtis now 8th in the order. He had a double and a RBI double and back in the second. So Eagles with 2 doubles in this ball game. Still leading 5-2 with 2 down. Fastball low. Basket catch there for the catcher, digging that into the dirt, keep it from going wild, left to the plate. Slated for 7 here in Roswell. We're at the top of the third. Hobbs up by 3, 5-2. Lynn takes a look at third, checking the runner. Fires it, curve inside. Now Hopper over to first. It'd be an easy tap out, and it is. One hop and in the glove of Lujan, who stomps on the base for out number 3. So the ground out for Curtis, and that will end the top of the third for the Eagles. But Hobbs managing some big plays. They get on with 2 hits, 2 walks. The home run sends 3 home, and they leave 1 on base. It's 5-2 Eagles going to the bottom of the third, live on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Stay with us. We're back in 60. Bottom of the third inning here in Roswell as we go halfway through this ball game. Eagles up 5-2. Eagles go to second in the order to Griffin, right fielder, ground out to second in the first inning. First pitch, a slider inside, and a hard shot down the third base line, just foul. It's a sliver outside the bag there for the foul ball for Griffin. Griffin again grounded to second. So far, 2 hits for Roswell. They got walked once, struck out once, and left 1 on base. They led early 2-0 in the first, but down 5-2. Curveball outside for ball 1, even up the count at 1-1 for Udahara. Lujan and Lamelli, 3 and 4th in the order for Roswell. Of course, Lujan had a 2 RBI double earlier and a run scored. 1-1 pitch, fastball. Just barely misses top of the strike zone for the ball. Count goes to 2-1. Pretty heavy-duty gray skies around here. It doesn't look like it's going to dump anything, though, except some dust. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Udahara. Little slider action right through the pike for the strike. As Lujan kind of shakes his head and looks off to his coach in the third coach's box. Fastball outside and low for ball 3. We got a full count now to Lujan. 1 for 1 on the afternoon. Ahead of the nighttime hours. Udahara says no to a couple of the pitch calls from behind the plate. Now he's going to take the third one. Curveball inside, a knuckler off the handle. It's going to be right to shortstop. The turn and throw behind first base as Prentice could not get it over to Kester the way he wanted it to, and that will run the runner to second. So an errant throw. That's an error for Lujan. That will send him to second, and now Lamelli will step up. He is the cleanup man. Was hit by a pitch back in the first. Still a 5-2 ball game, though. Your Hobbs Eagles by 3. Of course, they had a lot of hitting going on against Rose of Sharon on Saturday. 10 hits in both games. Both teams getting 20 total for the doubleheader. Udahara looks back at second, wind up in the throw, curve it inside. He'll slam it out to left on the ground. That's Lamelli with a single. He's going to expand it to a double. That will score a run, a 1 RBI double, as Lamelli gets way in time to that second base. And that will score Navarez. Or excuse me, Lujan scores. Luke Lynn, the pitcher, now got on doing a fielder's choice earlier. And 5-3 your score. Yahara taking his time. He has a runner on second behind him. Turns and fires it. Fastball outside and a little behind the back glove there for Hernandez to keep it safe. He's going to call time and go talk to Udahara, just trying to make sure everything's calm and under control here. Don't want Roswell to pick away at the lead, although right now no outs on the board, so things looking pretty decent. Two-run lead for the Eagles. Mentioned earlier, Roswell, very young squad, sophomore heavy at this point. 9 sophomores on the squad. So they got a lot of time to work those guys for a few seasons. The Eagles have the heavy senior numbers at 9. Udahara fastball outside and low for ball 1. Or make a 2-0 count. No down, though, for Hobbs Eagle defense. Diego Villa due up next. He was the last out of the first inning. Udahara with a deep breath, turns and fires. Little slider action. Misses inside and low for ball 3. Big lead on the count there for Lynn. Only registered 2 hits so far, but both of those were doubles, Lujan and Lamelli. 3-0 pitch. Sliding low for the ball, inside 2. So another walk. Second of the game given to Roswell, Tavares, and Lynn. Diego Villa's up now. Again, we mentioned his last out of the first inning, ground to short. Looks like courtesy runner might be checking in for Roswell. As coming in for them is Jones Witt. So Witt heads to first. Timeout called. Coach Bowman on the mound to talk to his team and see what they're going to do. If they're going to keep Udahara in here, just giving him a pep talk. We'll keep it here as well. Your Hobbs Eagles lead 5-3 here in the bottom of the third, though, with no outs. Don't forget, on Friday, we'll be back at home at Sportsman's Park as Eagles will host Clovis. Clovis and Carlsbad going at it as we speak. Currently, the Wildcats, a little bit above 500 at this point. They are 11-9. They've had some common opponents just like the Eagles. They played Rose of Sharon, lost to them by 2, lost to Cleveland by 6. Did a little bit better against Cleveland than Hobbs did. They were Cleveland is number 1 now, 20-0 on the season. Piedra Vista, the number 2 team, they lost 12-0. They split with Los Lunas, who's ranked 9th, and both teams, Hobbs and Clovis, beat Cathedral. Back to live action. Eagles lead 5-3 here in Roswell. Bottom of the third, no outs. After the timeout, Diego Villa at the plate. Fastball outside for ball 1. So Coach Bowman, of course, the pitching coach, getting a chance to talk to one of his rotation members. Hobbs coming in 10-10 on the season. Roswell 9-10. This is the first district game, though. Fastball, low and outside for ball 2. So now Villa getting up ahead of the count as he looks over to his coach on the third base line. Udahara takes a deep breath and looks down to get the call from Hernandez behind the plate. Fires a fastball low. Golf swing over the top by Villa. No contact for the strike. Count to 2-1. Listening live to Hobbs Eagle Baseball. Exclusive coverage on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Big lead off at second. Udahara with the fastball, knuckle off the handle. It's going to be foul and heading to the side fence. Hard one there. Almost took out a coach that time. Villa's trying to stay alive now with a 2-2 count. Runners at first and second, thanks to an RBI double and a walk. Udahara turns and fires. Curveball inside. And it looks like it might have caught him, and it did get him across the chest there, so that'll be hit by a pitch. Second time that's happened. Lamelli got to hit a base on that as well. Bases are loaded now with no outs. A big jam for Udahara on the mound for the Eagles. Guy that's going to try to knock some people around will be Rodriguez. Damian Rodriguez, a center fielder who struck out earlier. Sorry, Damian Dominguez, batting .320 and does have 11 RBIs. Hard shot the fastball, cracks the bat hard, but it's going left foul down the fence line. Some good contact that time. 0-1 count now to Dominguez as they got to get some of these balls back in here for the umpire. Chasing it down out in the left field to continue to roll down the fence line there on the left side. And we got some major gusts hit now. Try to protect this equipment. 0-1 count as Udahara continues to face Dominguez. Fastball, check swing. Had the ball kind of stuck on his shoulder. They're going to say he went around on it for the strike. Count goes to 0-2 now. All bases loaded here for Roswell, who trails Hobbs 5-3 in the bottom of the third. No outs. Hobbs definitely like to have them hit into a double play if possible. Here's the pitch from Udahara. Curve inside, right back through the glove and the mound to and then the second, it rolls all the way to second, got through Udahara, and then we're kind of a little confusion there. Shortstop and second baseman. It was Tyler and Fuentes kind of trying to figure out who was going to pick it up. Enough time for the runner to score, and everybody advancing bases too. So that'll be a single for Dominguez, RBI single at that. And that will score Lamelli. Score now is 5-4. One comes across for the Coyotes here in the bottom of the third. No outs still, bases loaded. Up next is Navarez. He walked back in the second. Coyotes have been walked 2 times in this ball game. Fastball outside, good save for Hernandez, the catcher for the Eagles. Got off the ground and shifted to the right to keep that ball in his glove instead of letting it go wild. That would have run home another score for Roswell. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Slider action, a little low, but it's going to clip the bottom of the strike zone for the strike. Evens up the count at 1-1. Looks like Udahara kind of speeding up the pitch time here. Curveball inside off the, looked like the hand on the handle there for Navarez. Sails the middle of the backstop for the foul. Count to 1-2. Tying run at third. A lot more to fall in the running core here. 1-2 situation. Fastball, swing and a miss. That'll be strike 3. The K for Navarez. That'll be the second strikeout thrown by Udahara in this ball game. One down finally for the Eagles defense. They go to the bottom of the order. Isaac Orozco, he grounded out to third back in the second. Four hits so far for the Coyotes. They've been walked twice and struck out twice. Udahara still on the mound, the starter for the Eagles. Bases loaded still for Roswell with one down and trail the Eagles 5-4. The winner will have the first game in district under their belts. Curveball, kind of a floater across and barely outside for ball 1. Of course, Clovis playing Carlsbad. Carlsbad 6-0 last season in district. All the rest of the teams at 2-4, so 4 games back, each of them. Here's the 1-0 pitch, curve, right down the middle for the strike. Evens up the count at 1-1. It's like Udahara starting to get a little rhythm here. Hard to do with all that wind gusting at you. Looks back at second, turns and fires. Curveball off the handle, right back to Udahara. Fires to home to get the out, and then a double play attempt at first, and it's there in time. So great job for Udahara to connect with Hernandez at the plate to stop a run. Fires over to Kester for the double play, and that will end the inning. The bottom of the third. Great job to finish that up there to not get a tie in the books for Roswell. But the Coyotes do manage to get some stuff going. 2 hits. As they do get a couple of runs, they leave 2 on base. We go to the top of the 4th. Your Eagles still lead 5-4 here in Roswell. We'll come back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Starter Len for Roswell. Top of the order for the third time will be Bionis. He is the shortstop. 1 for 2, has a single and a run in his first at bat and flew out in his second. He would be the tying run here in the bottom of the fourth. Wind up at the throw for Udahara. Fastball right down the middle for the strike. Bionis just watching on that one. Quick reload for Udahara. Comes back with a fastball and gets away from behind the plate from Hernandez. Well outside of the right of the plate. No chance really to grab that one in. Eagles trying to get over 500 here with the win in this one. Would make it 11-10 on the season. 1-1 pitch, fastball right down the middle for the strike. Bolanos now will have to protect the plate. 1-2 count. He is top of the order for Roswell. Curveball inside, hard smack of it. It's going to go just outside the third baseline. Continues to roll into left field, and looks like they got a couple players over there. Their bullpen is actually on the left of the field, out in left field there. Not behind the field or outside the gate. They're actually right next to the green out there in left. Kind of a weird spot for warm-ups. Fastball off the middle of the bat. That's going to go foul over the middle of the backstop out of play as the wind gust really picking up here in Roswell. All of East New Mexico being hit hard. Mother Nature is not making it easy tonight for baseball or softball. Here's the 1-2. Curveball low, and it was a drop third strike, a tag from behind. Nice job jumping up is Hernandez to make the swipe on the back of Hernandez. Or for Bionis. That'll be his third, or the third strike and the tag. That'll sit down Bionis, and one down now for Roswell. Griffin up next, the right fielder. He's ground out twice for 2 outs. 1 down. 5-4 game, Roswell down by 1 as lefty Griffin steps into the box. Udahara going to throw the curveball outside for ball 1. Eagles using 6 pitchers in the games on Saturday, 4 in game 2, 2 in game 1. Curveball outside again, ball 2, left side of the plate. 28 runs combined in that second game. The Eagles winning 16-12 at Sportsman's Park. Curveball a little lower this time, though. Still ball outside for ball 3. So well ahead of the count is Griffin. Trying to get his first hit of the ball game. He is the tying run. No runners on for Roswell. Fastball goes low and inside for ball 4. So quick walk given to Griffin. 5 W's so far, or double B's in the scorebook. Runner on now, and a go-ahead run we're talking for Lujan. He had the 2 RBI double. He scored a run. Got on due to an error and scored another run, so he's had 2 of the 4, half of the scoring for Roswell. Lead off at first coming now from Griffin. Udahara takes a peek back at the runner at first. Turns and fires a fastball at the end of the bat. Going to go foul. Middle of the backstop out of play. Again, wind definitely a factor in this one. Blowing right to left. Out towards center. Flags on the right center field. And the scoreboard there as well. Quick throw to first. Back in time. No problem whatsoever for Griffin to get there. Still an 0-1 count as Udahara continues to face Lujan, third in the order for the Coyotes. Fastball. Ooh, barely missing the outside corner for the ball. Kind of a turquoise colored bat here for the first baseman. Fastball comes off the middle handle there, and it's going to sail over the middle of the backstop again. Wind keeps taking it to the same spot. I think they might have called that first one a strike. The scoreboard says 0-2. Thought he had called a ball on that one. Yep, it's 1-2 now. They've corrected that behind the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Lujan. Udahara, fastball hits the plate, bounces behind, and it's going to be chased down by Hernandez for the Eagles. That will advance the runner to second on the wild pitch. Trampoline off the plate that time. Count evens up at 2-2. So still alive is Lujan. He just pointed to his teammate to head on down to that second base. 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th. Leaves us 3 more innings here in regulation. Udahara keeps it inside. A shot right to third, and the throw is going to be made in time. A little low, but it's caught by Kestner at first. Nice throw by Montez, and that'll be out number 2. Grounder for Lujan.
Number 8, Alex Lomelli.
Alex Lomelli now the left fielder. He got on due to being hit by a pitch in the first inning. Followed up with a 1 RBI double and a run. So they got to watch him now. Runner at second. That's it for Roswell. We're still 5-4. Eagles by the 1. Been leading that way for a couple innings now. First pitch down the middle. A little outside for ball 1. Bottom of the 4th, curve inside. They're going to go right past the second bag on the left. Is rolling out to center field. That looks like it's going to score a run. RBI single as they will bring home the tying run. Griffin comes through. RBI single for Lomelli. That's his second RBI, and now he is 2 for 2 in terms of hitting and has been on due to a hit by pitch too. So keeping his Coyotes in this game. We're tied at 5. Lomelli was the cleanup man. Luke Lynn now the pitcher in. He's got onto a fielder's choice and walked as well. He's been on twice. Still 2 outs, though, for the Eagle defense. Force out at second. 5-5 ball game. Turns and throws. Fastball comes low. As Hernandez lets it hit his chest protector and hit the top of the plate. Want to see if the runner would bite on that, but stayed close to first. No harm on that play. 1-0 count now to Lynn. Villa, Dominguez, Navarez, and Orozco to follow. They get a shot with the 2 outs, though. Fastball off the handle. It's going to go sailing over the middle of the backstop again. Ball continues to look like it's going to go towards the Hobbs Eagle dugout on the right, but the wind just picks it up and directly back over the head of us here behind home plate. 1-1 count. Udahara turns and fires. Curveball, about waist high, but 2 inside for the ball. 2-1 now. Udahara trying to make sure that Roswell doesn't take a lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Big breath. Curveball near helmet high. Almost took the back of the head off of Lynn. Just barely ducked out of it. Kind of smiled after that one. I think it would have made contact. He would not have been smiling at that point, but he's 1 away from a walk. I think Udahara's going to make him work for it, though. The windup in the throw. Fastball inside and low for ball 4. Another walk to Lynn. He's got 2 times on base due to the walks. That'll be 6 total, or excuse me, 3 total for Roswell in terms of walks. So get the courtesy runner out there. Was there earlier as well. That's Jones Witt, the junior. So 2 down. Runners at first and second for the Roswell Coyotes. They're trying to get to 500 in this game with a 9-10 overall record. Hobbs working on number 11. Eagles are one of the toughest strength of schedules in the 5A. Currently ranked 10th. 16 strength of schedule. Currently second in the top 10. Play a lot of those Rio Rancho schools, a couple Albuquerque's. First and second ranked teams, of course. Fastball, knuckler off the handle, going to roll to the left backstop foul. Off of Villa's bat and looks like part of his hand, too. He ground to short and was hit by a pitch. So 0 for 1 for the plate. He is 6th in the order. Dominguez, Navarez, and Orozco to round it out. 0-1 pitch, fastball low for ball 1. Hernandez kind of put his webbing down on top of the baseball just to keep the runner thinking about it just a bit out there at second. Curveball inside, golf swing. That's going to sail on the ground towards the foul fence left in front of the Roswell side of the field. Near their dugout and rolls the fence. That's where they have that bullpen area, which doesn't have anything around it, just a big flat piece of dirt and rubber and a place for the catcher. That's it. It's right on the left field line there. Curveball inside off the handle, going to roll towards third. Nice scoop for Montez. Sidearms it to the second base to get the force out, and that'll be out number 3. Good body maneuver there, kind of get 180 on it, and hurled it over to second to connect with Tyler for out number 3. So the ground out for Villa, but Roswell does manage a hit. They score a run to tie it up at 5, and they leave 1 on base. We go to the top of the 5th, tied up at 5-5. Hobbs and Roswell, game 1 of district, coming back with you in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back live here at Roswell, tied at 5, top of the 5th, slated for 7. Luke Lynn remains the pitcher for Roswell, the starter. He's 0-2 on the season with a 5.00 ERA. He's back on the mound here in the 5th as he's got to face for the Eagles Jaden Hernandez. He's had the best work against him, 2 for 2. Had a single and a run and a 3 RBI homer. Eagles took a lead thanks to him 4-2 earlier. Trying to add under those numbers now to break this tie. Ooh, another bouncer off the home plate. Ricochets off of it and rolls out towards first in the coach's box there for the foul. Hernandez third in the order for the Eagles, 2 for 2 at the plate. Souter up next. He's been on due to a walk, did score a run as well as the DH. Here's the 1-0 from Lynn. Fastball, swing and a miss. Hard pitch there for Lynn. Also a nice physical swing of the bat there for Hernandez. He's had 3 home runs in 2 days. Back-to-back games for the Eagles combined. Fastball clips the outside corner for the strike as Hernandez not quite ready for that pitch. Count to 1-2. He's the only guy for the Eagles with 2 hits so far. Same with Lamelli for Roswell. Here's the 1-2 fastball. Knuckler gets the handle, settle the backstop. So did get a piece of it. Kind of hopped a little bit, and I think that's what got his bat into the ball just to make the contact. Might have been a little high in the strike zone there, but he took a shot at it. Souter's the cleanup man for the Eagles. Next. No outs, 1-2 count now to Hernandez. Fastball high for ball 2. Mentioned the Eagles came in after hitting .327 against Rose of Sharon, the El Paso school, with the 20 total hits in that doubleheader Saturday. Wind up in the throw. Fastball comes inside. It'll take a bouncer. Coach Bowman trying to track it down, but a little bit too left for him, and they knock into the Roswell dugout on the left. Keeping alive with the contact is Hernandez. 2 hits for Hernandez, double for Kessner, single for Parrish, and a double for Curtis. So far, 5 hits for the Eagles on just 3 Ks. The 2-2 pitch, fastball way outside, and trying to lunge out after it, couldn't get the contact with Hernandez with the strikeout. 4th K of the game for Lynn. First out on the board for the Eagles here in the top of the 5th. They're tied with 5 with Roswell. Lefty will come in now, Jackson Souter. He is 0 for 1 with the strikeout, walked, and scored a run in the third inning. Trying to break the tie here, or at least be a base runner for the Eagles. Time called as Sauter will take a breather here and work himself out just a bit. Four out of the 9 Eagles so far with hits in this game. Comes back with a low fastball, about near the shoelace height for the ball. 1-0 count. Back up on the rubber goes Lynn. Turns and fires. Fastball low again. Ball 2. Good eye for Sauter. Definitely wants to get somebody on the bases for Hobbs. Of course, Eagles back at home on Friday against Clovis. 4:45 pregame. Ooh, fastball goes way low. They called the strike on that one. A little bit of a hop there by Sauter might have got him in some trouble there. 2-1 count. So we'll be on at 4:45 on Friday. Gets Clovis. Kids have school the day after that. Snow day makeup for the Hobbs School District too. So I'm sure they're all excited. Curveball outside and a little bit of half effort of a swing there. And I wish he could have it back is Sauter. Count evens up at 2-2 with 1 down. Time called. A first baseman has run over to second. It looks like he's getting some equipment from the shortstop. Not sure what that is. I saw the outfield umpire who's down the first base line out in right field shallow called time. Well, I hope we didn't see some lightning or something. Definitely not this time of the game here in the 5th. Here's the 2-2 pitch, curveball and high, swing over the top and the strikeout for Sauter. So 2 Ks in a row issued by Lynn. That's the 5th strikeout for Luke Lynn. So Hobbs trying to get something started here with 2 Ks in this 5th. It's going to be Cole Kestner. Of course, he's got a rough bat. Likes to knock him over the fence when he gets a chance. 4 home runs this season. Does have an RBI double in this one. 1 for 2 with the ground to short to start the game. Takes the first fastball a little inside for ball 1. Oh, it's close. Roswell fans are gritting their teeth just a bit. Then ready to reload here on the mound. Turns and fires. Fastball. Swing and a miss. Hard pitch. A tough swing there for Kestner. No contact, though, for the strike. Another big wind gust coming from behind the plate now. Fastball low for ball 2. Two balls and 1 strike with 2 down. No runners on for the Eagles. Then goes to the fastball. That'll be another strike. We'll have to swing by Kestner. Kestner 5th in the order for the Eagles. Tristan Montez, Parrish, Curtis, and Phillips. 6 through 9 to round it out. 2-2 pitch. Oh, boy, check swing was a low one. They're going to call that he did not come around on that one. Well, now no, wait a second. He would have tagged him. They called the out. The umpire gave the safe signal, which I guess I thought he was calling it dead there, but then they let him pick it up and tag him. So that'll be the 3rd strike for Kestner. And, boy, 3 up and 3 down for the Eagles, so not much action going on there offensively. They're going to have to play some D now here in the bottom of the 5th. Still tied at 5 in Roswell, Hobbs and the Coyotes. Another 60-second break, and we're back live here on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Both coaches elected to keep their starters in this one as we head to the bottom of the fifth. Tied at 5, Hobbs and Roswell. Eagles on the road tonight. Wind a factor, of course, all over East New Mexico. Hit count right now, 5-4, favor the Eagles. Actually, no, it's 5-5 now as Roswell did get another one, so they're tied up in that category. Eagles have struck out 6, though, and 3 for Roswell offensively. Walk situation so far, 3 for Hobbs and 4 for the Roswell Coyotes. Udahara with the fastball low for ball 1 as he pitches against Damian Dominguez. He is 7th in the order, 1 for 2 on an RBI single and a strikeout. Udahara firing the fastball. This is going out long to left center towards the wall. It'll take a bounce off the wall. And this fence is not very high to begin with. That will be a double for Dominguez, kind of jogging into second. His second hit of the ball game and 6 for the Coyotes. In fact, almost from this vantage point, almost looks like you're maybe about an inch or 2 below the fence out there in left center. So more like a softball fence. So runner at second now for the Coyotes. They want to break this tie. We're up 5-5 here in the bottom of the 5th. Navarez is the 8th in the order. He is 0 for 1, strikeout and a walk. Fastball coming from Udahara for the strike. As Navarez kind of feeling him out a little bit at the plate. Quickly back in the box, though, and swinging the bat on the warm-ups. Here comes the 0-1 from Udahara. Fastball outside for ball 1. Trying to keep that runner at second. Been a while since we had somebody at third, although Roswell had somebody at third. They had loaded bases, though, for a while. Not in this inning, though. Here's the 1-1. Little slider action, just misses outside for ball 2. Hobbs Eagle Baseball exclusive coverage on HobbsAmerica.com, the YouTube Hobbs Sports page, and Cool 95.7's Facebook page. All 3 of those will be on Friday as well for the Clovis matchup at 4:45. 2-1 pitch. Fastball down the middle, golf swing to the right backstop behind, fouled out by Navarez. Orozco will finish up the order for the Coyotes, and they'll go back to the top for the 4th time in the ball game. Looks like they're going to switch up baseballs here as Udahara throws it into the up. He's checking it, and they're going to return it out to him. Kastner at first, Tyler second, Montez at third, Fuentes at short, Curtis, Phillips, and Parrish left to right in the outfield, and Hernandez behind the plate for the Hobbs Eagle defense. 2 balls and 2 strikes, none down here on the outs. Runner at second for Roswell. Tied at 5, curveball, about waist high, but kind of brushing back Navarez for the ball. Full count now to Navarez. Udahara going to wait for the pitch call he wants from Hernandez behind the plate. Turns and loads a curveball inside and a strikeout. Caught looking was Navarez for his 2nd K of the ball game, and the 4th issued by Udahara for the Hobbs Eagle pitcher. So 1 out now. Isaac Orozco now, last in the order. He ground out to third and had a fielder's choice in his 2nd at bat. Got a logjam going on with these 2 teams. Showing bunt, high pitch fastball. They're going to say they're going to get the strike call on that, just top of the zone there. As Orozco was off to the races, but no contact on the ball. Bianis, Griffin, and Lujan to start the order after Orozco. Spying back at second is Udahara. Turns and fires a fastball. Sliding outside to make the catch is Hernandez. Keep it in play for the ball. Count goes to 1-1. Rain is holding off here in Roswell. I don't think that's going to be a factor, although there's a lot of gray skies and dirt in the air here. Fastball, late swing off the end of the bat to the middle of the backstop behind home plate for a foul. Count goes to 1-2 now to Orozco. Back in the box goes Orozco. Udahara fires a fastball high for ball 2. Count evened up at 2-2. Of course, each team plays the other opponents twice in district, home and away. Quick look back twice to the runner. Turns the fastball, whacked out between second and third, scooped up by the shortstop for the Eagles. That was Fuentes. He decides to hold on to it. And it was kind of near the back of the zone there between second and third, so he just kind of held it. So a single, extended the hit just enough. As Fuentes did not want to make an errant throw to get the run to score. So a single for Orozco, hit number 7. And top of the order, Bayanos up now. He's 1 of 3. A single to start the game with the run back in the first. Flew out and then struck out. So he hasn't had one since the first at bat. But they do have a runner at second and first. Force out would be third and 1 down. 5-5 your score, bottom of the 5th. Udahara comes to the fastball outside and lunging across the plate is Bayanis. Could not make contact with it and kind of stumbled across that big plate beneath him. For the strike. Curveball, middle of the bat. It's going to head out towards right center. Should be enough time to come up underneath it. Phillips, the center fielder, one hands it. He's going to throw it hard into short, and the runner's going to advance to third as Fuentes pulls it down and just runs his way to second and makes sure that first base runner stayed where he's at. So a single, or correction, a fly out for Bayanis at the top of the order as Phillips pulls that one down. Griffin up next, second of the order. He's 0 for 2, grounded out twice and walked. He did score a run after that, though. Again, one of the lefties for the Coyotes. 2 down for the Coyotes, 5-5 score, trying to break the tie. And does have a runner at third. It's been a long time since we've seen that for either team. Udahara taking a little bit more time before the pitch. He's going to fake the throw to first and just hold it up there on the mound. A little flinch with it. Definitely, you're going to throw the bases. Bissaw, this time he sidearms it over to Kester at first. Runner slides in home, back to the bag. Isn't worried about it there. Actually, that might be a courtesy runner they've inserted there. Let me double check. Looks like a number 11 instead of 13. But Bayanis, slider outside for ball 1. I believe that's Fuentes, number 11 out there, the sophomore. 1-0 pitch, curveball outside for ball 2. 2 down for the Hobbs Eagle defense here. Runners at first and third for the Coyotes. Trying to knock at the door here to get something to come across to break the 5-5 tie. Udahara staring over to his catcher Hernandez for the pitch call, looking at first as well. Throws it sidearm to the first again. And face into the bag goes the courtesy runner, Fuentes. Of course, as a sophomore, you got to be careful. Don't want to cost your team a chance to get the lead here. He's one of the 9 sophomores on this team. 2 balls and no strikes. Getting ahead of the count is Griffin. Fastball outside, ball 3. And with the walk on this next pitch, that would be bases loaded for Roswell. Hobbs definitely doesn't want that to happen at this point. Nip and tuck game up to this point in time here in the bottom of the 5th. The 3-0 pitch coming from Udahara. Fastball clips the outside corner for the strike. Count goes to 3-1. Eagles have their right fielder in way inside to the right center. Fastball, swing and a miss for the strike. Even to count, or make it a full count now at 3-2. Yeah, they got Parrish shifted way over to right center as they try to mess with this lefty, and they throw it to first as Udahara. Kester will bring it down, but no tag in time. Full count, big pitch coming here from Udahara. Trying to get that last out of the bottom of the 5th. Turns and fires the fastball at the end of the bat, rolls it right to the third baseman, Montez. He's going to fire it to first and is able to pick off the runner, Griffin, for out number 3. So the Roswell Coyotes do get 2 hits. They leave 2 on base. No runs come across. 5-5. We've been on that for a while. Top of the 6th coming for your Hobbs Eagles. Can they get the lead? We'll find out next on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Top of the 6th inning here in Roswell. The Hobbs Eagles will love to break this tie. 5-5 your score. 5 hits for the Eagles. And make it 7 now for Roswell, but were not able to score that last inning. They did have almost bases loaded, but Hobbs able to shut it down. Both teams, actually they got a new pitcher now coming in for Roswell. Say both teams have their starters out there, but it looks like they've inserted somebody new. Double check, he slipped in there during the break. Looks like Jones Witt, he was a base runner, courtesy base runner earlier. So Jones Witt now on the mound in the replacement of Lujan. Witt just a sophomore. Double check, see he's got some pitching stats for the season. Jones Witt does not have a win-loss record yet. This is his 2nd game. Actually, he's a junior for Roswell. Mentioned in the pregame show, this team is very heavy on the underclassmen. They've got a total of 8 sophomores, 3 juniors and 6 seniors. Hobbs on the other end, 9 seniors, 3 juniors, a sophomore, and a freshman. So once again, Jones Witt, the new pitcher, 2nd one in the game. Tristan Montez up for the Eagles at the plate. Takes the first pitch high on the fastball, ball 1. Montez 0 for 2, ground to first, flew to right. And his first 2 at-bats. 5-5 ball game. One of the lefties for the Eagles, of course. He is 6th in the order for Hobbs. Little changeup outside and high for ball 2. 2-0 count now to Montez. Parrish and Curtis up next, 7th and 8th. They've got a single and double. One of each for both. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Little changeup floats across the plate, just wafting over there with some wind, and it gets through for the strike as Montez was waiting on that one. 2-1. Wind up with the throw. Curveball inside off the handle, and it's going to head out towards right foul territory over the Roswell dugout out of play. I haven't seen many of them go out there that much. Most of them get picked up by the wind and come right back behind home plate. Little boomerang effect there. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Tristan Montez. Trying to get his first contact of the game in fair play. High fastball, swing and a miss. That'll strike out Montez. Hobbs has been struck out 4 times in a row. Heading into the 6th, last 3 outs of the 5th, and now 1 in the 6th. That'll be the 7th K. First K, though, for Jones Witt. Rest of them coming at the hands of the starter, Lynn. First down for the Eagles. Up to the plate now, Luke Parrish. He's 1 of 2. Had a single, a run, and ground to right. Witt with a curveball. Ooh, close. Just barely low of the strike zone. I got picked up a little thermal wind there. Jones Witt towing up on the rubber. Turns and fires. Curveball high that hit his left shoulder. Nope, that's not. It maybe got part of the bat. I'm not sure on that one. It looked like it hit something. Unless the catcher's glove got in the area. See what the ump got on the numbers here. Not going to show us. Board says 1-0, but hit something as he went up high with that pitch. Fastball down the middle, comes off the handle. It's going to go towards behind second, and an over-the-shoulder catch. A second baseman right of the bag, and he has to run across it to make the catch behind it. That was Villa for the snag. That's out number 2 on the fly out for Parrish. And now it's going to be John Curtis up, 8th in the order. RBI double in the first. Also ground out to first as well for his second out, or for the second at bat for the out. 5-5 your score, top of the 6th. Curveball inside. This is heading out to right center. It'll take a bounce, hits the wall, and it's going to take a second on the warning track, at least a double. They're going to hold him up. Coach Bowman doesn't want to risk it here. Double for Curtis. You can tell the minute he made contact, he was going to get some ump behind that one, and it sailed out about chest high and caught between the 2 outfielders, center and right in the big slot out there. So Eagles are picking up their 6th hit of the ball game. The second for Curtis. He's 2 for 3 with a pair of doubles and an RBI. Bottom of the order now, Carson Phillips trying to keep things going here with 2 down. Phillips 0 for 2, a ground out and a strikeout. 5-5 ball game, top of the 6th. We are slated for 7 unless it goes extra. Witt's going to take a look back at second as a time's called here. Stepping out of the box is Phillips. Hobbs will get to the top of the 4th of the order, or the 4th time around the order with Taylor starting it off here. Fuentes and Hernandez to follow. Hopefully they get a chance to get to the plate with 2 down. Big lead off at second for Curtis. Little change-up look, floats down the middle for the strike, and holding on it was Phillips. Kind of kick some dirt off the home plate there after the hold on that one. Curtis take a little bit more time on the mound. Or excuse me, Witt. Taking his time out there. The windup in the throw. Curve it inside and low for the ball. Count to 1-1. Having to slide from right to left behind the plate was a Roscoe to keep that from getting squeaking through there. Count goes to 1-1 now. Trying to hit that runner home at second. Long delay on the mound. Here comes the pitch. Curve it inside and just low, right beneath the knee there for ball 2. Roswell fans thought they might get a bite on a strike on that one. Phillips staying alive with the 1-2 count. He's got a 38% on-base percentage and 4 RBIs this season. 2 balls and a strike as Witt taking a lot of time. No clock on him here. He's trying to make his opponent Phillips think about it. Curveball off the handle and bounces off the right hip there of Phillips as well. Goes foul on top of the base. But stayed alive with contact, a 2-2 count. 2 down, top of the 6th. Sun's still out here, although we got a lot of gray clouds. The sun is kind of peeking through behind us here at the stadium. Rotating the bat around is Phillips in a 360. Stall game going on the mound right now for Witt. A little psych action here. Boy, taking a lot of time to get this pitch going. Fastball off the end of the bat. It's going to go near the Roswell dugout, out of play. Contact keeps you at the plate. He rips off one of his braces there and throws it behind, does Phillips. His teammate Taylor's got to jog on and get it to the dugout. I think that was on his right elbow, I believe, but wasn't too happy. I think it was kind of restraining him a little bit. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Curveball high, off the handle, right back to the pitcher. Witt, he's going to jog towards first and underhands it softball style for out number 3. The ground out to the pitcher by Phillips, and that'll round out the 3rd time in the order for Hobbs. They do get 1 hit. We'll leave 1 on base. No runs come across. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Still a 5-5 ball game. One of these teams is going to come away with their first district win of the season. We'll see who it is. Stay with us on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back here in Roswell, we got a barn burner here. It's the Hobbs Eagles and the Roswell Coyotes. First game of district, tied at 5. Bottom of the 6th inning, 5-5 your score for the Coyotes. Up is Lujan now. He is 1 of 3 for the Coyotes. Takes the fastball. Swing and a miss for the strike. Looks like Eagles have inserted, I believe Parrish is out there now as the pitcher for the Eagles. Lujan again with a 2 RBI double, a run. Got onto it in air with the run and then a ground to third. Curveball inside, a bouncer to third. Nice hold by Montez. Turns and fires it to first and connects with Kestner off a 5-3.
Now batting, number 8.
So ground out for Lujan to third base. Nice play by Montez. Actually, that's Hendrick Sullivan out there, the senior. So getting his chance to come back. He did play a little bit against the Rose of Sharon team. To get you some numbers on him here in just a second. He throws the next fastball, quick one across the plate to Lamelli with the strike call low. Came over the top there. Lamelli is 2 for 2, RBI double, RBI single. Curveball inside, that's heading out to left center and on the run with a one-handed catch for the Eagles from left field was Curtis to pull it down for the fly out.
Number 17, Luke Lynn.
So Luke Lynn now trying to keep Roswell at least competing here on the offensive side. Of course, he was their starting pitcher. Back to Sullivan. He's got no record yet, 0-0. His 4th game of the season. Does have 1 save, but we're tied right now, 5-5. Fastball low for ball 1. Lynn, fielder's choice in the first, had a couple of walks in his last 2 at-bats, so he's been on 3 of 3 times. Fastball low, and a little hesitation on the swing. They call the strike. Count evens up at 1-1 for Lynn. Quick reload here. Sullivan curveball. This is going over the back of the backstop. Takes a few bounces back behind us here. Contact there for Luke Lynn. He's 5th in the order for the Coyotes. Up next, Diego Villa will be in. He hasn't hit yet, but he has been hit by a pitch, though. 1-2 count now. Here's the windup in the throw. Sullivan hits it right in the right knee. You can hear the thud there. So hit by a pitch for Lynn. 3rd time that's happened to a Roswell player in this game. Most of the pitching from Udahara as we got into this bottom of the 6th. So he went 5 innings of work for the Eagles, did Udahara. Sullivan, of course, senior player, also on the basketball team this season. 2 down for Roswell. Runner at first after hit by a pitch. Fastball on the outside hits the end of the bat. It'll come over the top of the backstop again. The wind is not taking as much as it was earlier. Kind of dies down for a minute, but then it'll pick up. Of course, the sun's right on the scoreboard. Hopefully we'll continue to be able to register the digits up there. There comes the 0-1. Sevelin hits it off the home plate. It's going to roll to the right of it. Chasing it back towards the Hobbs dugout is Hernandez. The runner advances to second. That is the leading run there. Would break the 5-5 tie. The Eagles definitely don't want to make mistakes to let them get it the easy way. So Diego Villa back up. 2 groundouts and hit by a pitch. Sullivan winds and throws. Fastball going to go to the Roswell dugout. Hits hard and ricochets back into left field. Takes a roll. Probably take a second to have to track that one down. They can't leave it out there on that near that third base line. I don't know if the ump even saw that, but he's going ahead and calling for the pitch. Back in the box goes Villa. Faces a 1-2 count coming from Sullivan. The windup in the throw. Fastball off the handle. Right back to third to Montez. He turns and fires and makes a connect over to Kestner off the 5-3. Those guys are starting to hook up good now. The ground out by Villa. And that's all she wrote. Roswell, no hits. They get 2 on base. No runs come across as we will head to the top of the 7th. Hobbs Eagles definitely like to get a lead here. Could be the final inning, but 5-5 your score. First district game of the season. Coming back with you live on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back here in Roswell, top of the 7th inning, your Hobbs Eagles tie with Roswell Coyotes 5-5. Curveball inside, whacked hard by Taylor. It gets by the third baseman, rolls into left. Shortstop has to track it down. Kind of a zinger there. I think you're going to give him a single on that one. Pretty hard one to field. Might have got a piece of the glove, though. Single or error, regardless, got through. Taylor with the single, his first hit of the ball game. That'll be number 7 on the game for the Eagles. And that is the go-ahead run at first now, Jaden Taylor. Jason Fuentes now at the plate. He's 0 for 2, ground to third, flew to first, and walked to get a run after that. Fuentes takes the fastball, clips the outside corner for the strike. Fuentes has 14 RBIs this season, in the top 6 for the team, with an on-base percentage of 45. Curveball inside is going to be fouled towards the Roswell dugout to the left. Bounces a few feet in front of it. The catcher was sprinting over there, kept his mask in his hands, though. It slowed him down just a bit. Trying to get out there the best he could, but not in time to make the catch. Orozco was the man chasing it. Kind of a blooper behind the plate, then kind of wind just took it towards the Roswell dugout. 0-2 count now, staying alive is Fuentes. Jaden Hernandez, the guy with the bat today, 2 for 3. He's up next, the RBI, 3 RBI homer and a single. He has scored 4 runs and 3 RBIs. Fastball high for the ball to Fuentes. Fuentes trying to get his first hit of the ball game. He's been on base once with that walk. 1-2 count with no outs here in the top of the 7th. This could be the finale for both teams. Curveball inside, swing and a miss, steals on the way. A slide at second is safe. But a strikeout by Fuentes. 8 Ks in the game for the Eagles offense. That was the first strikeout, I believe, for Witt. And now it's 1 down for the Eagles. Jaden Hernandez steps up. We mentioned he was 2 for 3 with the 3 RBI homer, single, 2 runs, a strikeout, so 2 for 3. Not sure they want to pitch to him very nicely here. Of course, a couple of home runs on Saturday, too, in one game against Rose of Sharon, the Game 2 16-12 win. Here's the windup in the throw from Witt. Fastball high for ball 1. Good eye for Hernandez. Eagles trying to go to 11-10 on the season. It would be 1-0 in district. Roswell would improve to 10-10. And also looking for that first win in district. Witt comes back with a fastball. Swing and a miss for Hernandez. Eager at second is Taylor. Doesn't have to be too urgent, just 1 out. So he doesn't have to chug it out regardless. 5-5 ball game here in Roswell. Keeps practice swing underneath with some low rotation in the back. Curveball inside. He gets a good yank on it. Just couldn't get it straight. It quickly goes out on the left side over the side fence near the Roswell dugout. And he definitely got a good rotation on that one. And shortstop Bonas was telling his left fielder better move to left a little bit. That out there and left is Lamelli. 1-2 count. Hernandez trying to get another base runner for the Eagles. Time call as he steps out. Trying to adjust himself here. Jackson Souter will be up next. He's walked and had a run on 1 of 3, or 0 of 2, but 1 walk. Fastball low. Over the top of it is Hernandez, and he'll strike out. 2 Ks for him in this game. That's the 9th for the Eagles as a team. And now the last hurrah, Jackson Souter. Game ain't over if he doesn't score here, but or get somebody to score, because that'll mean Roswell has a chance for their win in the bottom of the 7th. But right now, Hobbs is trying to work on getting some runs themselves. 2 down, 5-5 ball game. As Witt will face Souter. Souter, of course, the DH in this one. Fastball clips the outside corner for the strike. Souter 0 for 1 with a strikeout, walked, and a run scored on the lefties. Witt starting to slow it down again. We saw that a few minutes ago as well. Turns and fires. Fastball high outside for ball 2. Getting ahead of the count here is Souter now. Probably could burn a pitch or so here. Nip and tuck here in Roswell between these two squads. He split last year in the district schedule. Witt comes back, fastball outside for ball 3. Big advantage for Souter now. He's going to have to make Witt pitch to him, and with the walk, that'd get runners at first and second for the Eagles. Go-ahead run is already at second. That is Taylor after the single. Curveball right down the middle. A little flinch there by Souter. Wasn't sure if that was going to come inside or out, and he just kind of was trying to judge it and shifted up and down a little bit. We haven't had as much gust here the last few minutes, so it's kind of hard to make a decision what's going to happen with that wind, too. 2-2 count now to Souter. Witt looks back at second, turns and fires. Fastball down the middle, and he waited again. Strike 3 for Souter. 10 Ks in the game for the pitching of Roswell, and Hobbs going to have to play some tough defense here, not let one run come across, or Roswell will take the first district win. 5-5 your score. We are at the bottom of the 7th in regulation here at Roswell. Stay with us on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Five ball game, bottom of the 7th. Roswell, the home team, gets their last at bat, at least here in regulation. As they get in the order, number 6, Damian Dominguez, making number 7th in the order. He is 2 for 3, probably the guy that like to see get things going here. RBI single and a double so far. Struck out in the first at bat. Eagles have struck out Roswell 4 times in this game, walked him 4. And given up 7 hits. Eagles themselves with a total of 7 hits as well, so tied up in the hit category. Eagles have struck out more, 10 total, again versus that 4 for Roswell. 4 walks again for the Coyotes, and your Hobbs Eagles have racked up 3. So up first is going to be Dominguez, 2 for 3, single, double, strikeout. Navarez and Orozco ran out the order for the 4th time in this ball game. As he steps into the box, ready to go here. Sun is right on the eyes of the right outfield for sure. 3 guys are affected by it. Left outfielder, not as much. Fastball coming, high in the air on the foul. It's behind home plate towards the right of the backstop. Chasing it down with a one-hand catch. The catcher for the Eagles, Hernandez. He got back there quickly, wasted no time, threw his helmet down, and got the fly out behind plate against Dominguez. And he had 2 hits prior, so definitely a good person to sit down early. 1 down, brings up Erith Navarez. He's 0 for 2 with a pair of Ks and a walk. One more to finish up the order here at Roscoe. Fastball low and outside for ball 1. Sullivan, the man that's relieved here in the latter innings for the Eagles in relief of Udahara. Alan Udahara. Quickly reloads, throws a fastball high, and boy, they put the bat up there, and they say he's touched it too. He's kind of a late one. Swatting flies up top, and he shook his head because he knew he shouldn't have swung on that one, got lured in. So count is 1-1 now. Quick reload and throw again, curving inside, going high in the air towards left center. 3 players out there making a decision, calling everybody off from the left field and making the one-hand catch is Curtis for the flyout. Of course, he had his center fielder, Phillips, kind of moving over. Shortstop was sprint back to Fuentes. Good call there for Curtis to get everybody straight on who is going to make the catch. So a fly out for Navarez, out number 2, out in left field. And now it's Isaac Orozco. The last hurrah, at least in regulation. He is 1 of 3, a single, ground to third, and a fielder's choice. So his last at bat was a single. Fastball, swing and a miss, late on that one for ball or strike 1. would go to the top of the order after that. Top two guys have yet to get a hit. Or actually, Belianis has a single for Roswell, but they're dealing with 2 down. It's like this thing might keep going extra innings. Fastball, piece of the handle, and goes in the backstop right side for Orozco. Off the pitch from Sullivan. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Orozco. Belianis, Griffin, and Lujan at the top of the order, if they can get that far. Sullivan says no to a couple pitch calls from Hernandez. He's shifting to the right just a bit. Fastball, outside, strike 3. Holding on it was Orozco. We're going to extra inning here. So a K for Orozco. We're going to go to the 8th inning, tied at 5. One of these teams desperate to get that first win of district. We'll see who's going to do it, maybe in the 8th. To wait and see what's going to happen. Hobbs and Roswell come back with us in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. We're heading to the top of the 8th, extra inning here in Roswell. Hobbs Eagles and the Roswell Coyotes. Look at the count so far in this game for Hobbs. 7 hits, 3 walks, and 10 strikeouts for the offense. For Roswell, they had 7 hits, 4 walks, and 5 Ks. Eagles down 2-0 in the first inning, got 1 run in the second to make it 2-1. Hobbs with 3 runs off a homer by Hernandez in the third, go up 4-2 at that point, but Roswell adds 2 more to make it 4-4 at the end of 3. Roswell added a run in the fourth to make it 5-4. Eagles tied up 5-5 in the fifth, and nothing since then, 6th or 7th. So that's the game, 5-5 at this point here in the 8th. Their first relief pitcher in still is Witt. He throws a fastball. It's going to get hit high in the air on the right side, outfield. Stays up for a while. An easy one-hander pulled down. Cole Kester, the man that swung it, and it was caught by the right fielder, Griffin, for out number 1. Kester did have a hit earlier, an RBI double, but struck out and ground out. That was a fly out there to right. Brings up Tristan Montez now. He is 0 for 3, ground to 1, flew to right, and struck out. One of the lefties. 5-5 score, top of the 8th. Keep going with the extra innings as needed. Curveball inside, low for ball 1. Sun coming across the center and right field now, so anything out there in right is going to be a little bit of trouble, possibly for Griffin or Villa, center and right fielder. Fastball outside for the ball, and I think it spun around out there on the mound was Witt, kind of hopping off the left side of the rubber after the release of the pitch on that one. Witt's going to speed it up a little bit here. Fastball misses outside for ball 3. 3-0 count now to Montez. Montez looking for his first hit of the ball game. Montez came in at batting .333. As the pitch comes inside, that's going to be ball 4. So Montez gets on base on a walk. 4-time the Eagles have got walks to bases on this game, and now we've got Luke Parrish up. He's 1 for 3. Started the game with a single and a run, ground to right and flew to second. Parrish up at the plate now, batting .219 on the season, coming to the game. He's got 2 RBIs. He's got a runner at first. You can use him. Curveball Middle of the bat, going to go way out towards left field. Takes a bounce. That'll be a single to advance the runner. Montez to second, Parrish to first. And the Eagles now with 8 hits in the ball game, thanks to Parrish on that one. So he's got 2 singles, his first at bat and his fourth. And runners at first and second now for the Eagles. That's the way to get things started off here. 1 out, though. And it's going to be John Curtis's turn to check in. Time's going to be called. Roswell coach going to head out there, discuss some things. And that is the first relief pitcher that they have out there. Wants to make sure that Hobbs is not going to get the scores they need to put this one in the W column. We'll take a break, see what happens. They're going to make a change or not. Come back live on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Tied 5-5, Hobbs and Roswell. We're back top of the 8th inning. Eagles got a runner at first. 5-5 ball game. Runner at second as well. Coming up to the plate for the Eagles. Thought they said they had a substitute coming in. Double checking to see who that might be. Thought he... First I heard 17. I think they've said something else. And it says number 7. We don't even have a 7 on our roster, so I'm not sure what that's all about. The official roster for the double check if they got somebody else moved up here. Curveball inside, and that's going to go out towards right field. That's going to go over the fence for a home run. There we go to check to see who that is. The Hobbs Eagles just scored 3 runs off a home run. First time at bat in this game as well. Not in the regular roster, but we'll see what we got on today's card. Oh, that was John Curtis. My bad. What am I talking about? Yeah, he's on the regular roster. The heck am I talking about? That's his 3rd hit of the ball game. Home run, 3 RBI homer for John Curtis. Heard the umpire said there was a sub 17 for 19 is what I heard originally, so that's what I thought they had subbed, but that was 7, John Curtis. Big-time hit for him. 3 hits so far, 2 doubles, RBI, 4 RBIs, and a home run on that one. And the Eagles extend their lead finally 8-5 here in Roswell. So Hobbs getting the job done here in the bottom or top of the 8th. Take a 3-run lead over Roswell. It's been knotted for about 3 innings now. And showing bunt is Phillips. Right to the pitcher. He throws a bad one. Boy, the first baseman clotheslines him across the throat. Phillips is dropped on top of the first bag. The ball was errantly thrown behind the bag, and you saw the first baseman just kind of lunge out with a clothesline. Pro wrestling or something. I'm not sure if he meant to do that, but he looked like he might have got spun around. The umps are going to talk about it. I'm not sure if they think it was to stop the runner to get to first. Throw was definitely off. I mean, way behind left side of the bag. Oh, now they're going to send the runner back to the dugout. Boy, I don't know what they're calling down that. This looked like he got clotheslined, so he's going to go sit. There was a call made at first base, and I definitely couldn't hear what was going on there. That was a bad throwing error by the Coyote defense. But regardless, runner's going to get taken out for the call at I don't know if it was interference or something at first base. But he ran down the first baseline, did Phillips. Ball was thrown to the left of the bag hard, and you just saw the first baseman just come up and clothesline. And maybe they're going to say he got in the way of the first baseman. He's just trying to get his position there. But regardless, it was pretty ugly. Taylor's up now to start the order for the Eagles. He has a single in his last at bat. Takes a curveball inside for ball 1. Taylor with the single, also flew to left, walked, got a stolen base and a run after that and a strikeout. So he's 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. Eagles up 8-5 here on the top of the 8th. 3 runs coming through so far. Fastball down the middle, barely miss it outside, it looks like. Shifted at the last second there, goes to 2-0. Hobbs would like to own that first game of district if possible on the road. Would be home on Friday against Clovis. Here's the windup of the throw from Witt. Fastball gets by the catcher, but nobody on the bases. Got the Sun right on the scoreboard now. 2-0 count to Taylor. Fuentes, Hernandez, and Souter, 2 through 4 in the lineup. Here's the 2-0. Another fastball hits the plate. Actually, that's the 4th one. They don't have the scoreboard caught up there. Should keep it on my mind, though. Walk for Taylor, his 2nd of the ball game. That's the 5th walk issued by Roswell pitching. Now the Hobbs Eagles bring in Jason Fuentes. He's yet to get a hit, but he's been on base once with the walk. Did score a run after that. 0 for 3 other than that, so that is his numbers at this point. But 8-5 cushion for the Eagles. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. This is an extra inning, of course. Umpire was writing something in his notebook here. No sub there this time. Sun's starting to go down just a bit. Still on the horizon, but facing the scoreboard in the right field is where the only sun is at this point, at least interfering with anything, which is the numbers for this ball game. Here comes Witt, curving inside, bounces off the knees of the catcher. Wild pitch, going to send Taylor to second. Still the 2 outs, though. Again, Witt, the relief pitcher for Roswell, keeping about 3 or so innings back. Hobbs has had 2 pitchers as well, Udahara and then Sullivan. 1-0 count as Witt faces Fuentes. Looks back at second to check Taylor, the runner. Fastball barely misses the top of the strike zone for the ball. 2-0 count now to Fuentes. Of course, Hernandez coming up next, who is 2 for 4 with a single and a home run. So definitely want to see that bat working here to extend this 3-run lead if possible, but 2 down is going to be big play coming here off the pitch. Fastball goes low, hard shot to third, pulled down and thrown across the field, having to stretch out, lost the ball as he flicked off his glove. Lujan could not get the stretch and the pull on that one at first. So that'll be an error to get Fuentes on. That came over to third to Navarez and threw it a little bit behind left of the plate and low in the stretch, and then he just kind of batted the first baseman. Lujan batted at the ball, and it came right out of the webbing of his glove to the dirt. So Hobbs going to get runners on first and third now. That's going to bring up Hernandez, as I mentioned, 2 for 4, single, 3 RBI home run, scored twice on those 2 hits, and also 2 Ks since then, so 2 for 4 at the plate. But any type of runs they can chip through would be nice to extend the 3-run lead if possible. 8-5 your score, top of the 8th, the extra inning here in Roswell. Coyotes will get one more at bat, though. Hobbs ranked 10th in the Max Preps poll this week. Roswell at number 20. Fastball. This is going to sail out towards left field, and it's going to go over the fence. Home run. Yep, they're going to call it inside the pole for the HR. Another home run in here in the 8th inning. This one for Hernandez, his 2nd of the ball game. He had that. Wait a second. Are they calling it back? Yes, they are. They called it foul. What the heck's up with that? Looked like the umpire was signaling that good. So let me get the camera swung back. Sorry about that. It looked like he said it was good. Fastball, the steal on the way to second. Slide, the throw is a little bit late. It looked close. Little swipe there at second by Villa as he was trying to tag Fuentes. So now runners at second and third. They called that a strike on the pitch to Hernandez, who I thought had a homer just seconds ago. So back on the mound goes Witt. He's got to worry, though, with 2 outs. He's got runners in scoring position here. Here's the windup of the throw. Low fastball, late swing and low. It's going to go over the Roswell dugout on the right side, foul territory. Did get contact, but definitely not one you want to swing at beneath the knees. And kind of going towards the first baseline, so he's kind of poking at it that time. 0-2 count now. Got to protect the plate, does Hernandez. Long delay for Witt on the mound. trying to pick the pitch call he wants from his catcher Orozco. Fastball, inside corner for the strike. That looked like it was tight. And he looked at the umpire with a shake of the head. I don't like that one, but it's going to be a strikeout on Hernandez. Third in a row on him, but he did have the home run and almost the second one there. So giving the Roswell fans a little bit of cardiac arrest. But the 11th strikeout of the game, but still the Eagles get what they needed. A 3 RBI homer by John Curtis, a single by Parrish. So 2 big hits. They get 3 runs to come across thanks to the home run, leave 1 on base. Or actually 2 on base as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Last hurrah for Roswell. They got to get at least 3 runs, 4 to win. First district game of the season here at Roswell. Be back with us in 60 seconds. Your Hobbs Eagles with 9 hits so far, thanks to that 3 RBI homer from Curtis, a single from Parrish, both in the top of the 8th here in the extra inning. It's time for Roswell to try to match the 3 runs that they're down at this point, 8-5. They have a total right now of 7 hits. Multiple hitter is Lamelli with 2, and also 2 for Dominguez. They go to the top of the order for the 5th time, though. They got to get those 3 hits or 3 runs to score to at least keep this game moving. They don't get 3, game over. Leonis, so far, started the game with a single to get it going with the run, too, but then flew out, struck out, and flew to center again. So 1 for 4 from the plate so far as Leonis. Takes the first fastball down the middle and then fouls over the right backstop from the pitch on Sullivan. 8-5 again your score, bottom of the 8th. 3-run lead for the Eagles on the road tonight here in Roswell. Team will be 1-0. Carlsbad and Clovis going at it. We don't have a score on that one yet. Here's the windup and the throw from Hendricks. Fastball on the end of the bat, going to go out to right field. It's going to be hard to get, and it will take a bounce to the first baseline. And they had 3 guys running out there. The right fielder wasn't the first there, though. Parrish tried to come there, but it looked like it was Taylor might have ran from second to try to get a grip on it. Still a single dropped between the first base and right field. So a single for Leonis to get it going here in the bottom of the 8th. His second hit of the ball game. That will be the 8th for Roswell. And now the lefty Griffin's up. He's 0 for 3, all 3 ground outs, but he did walk and get a run in his 3rd at bat. Runner at first, but they need more than that to come across. Sullivan turns and fires a curveball at the end of the bat. Switch hit to left field. Is it going to roll up the third baseline? Nope, foul, just barely. As he kind of switched up the bat at the last second, went off the end and looked like it was going to stay fair on that third baseline and choked over just a bit. For the Eagles was Montez. So he would not have been probably got a chance to get the glove down on that one. Hit pretty hard, even though it was switching it up just a bit. So 0-1 count now to Griffin. Second in the order for Roswell. They've got Lujan coming up, who has a 2 RBI double in his first at bat. Sullivan comes back. Fastball low and outside for ball 1. Evens up the count, 1-1 now. Lujan, Lamelli, and Lynn. 3 L's in a row, that's right, in a row. 1-1 pitch now coming from Sullivan. Curveball inside, knuckler off the handle. It's going to go foul over the Roswell dugout side of the field, left side. And it bounces back in to second base. Hard shot. Little size on this batter too, Griffin. Got to be pushing 6 foot or so. Sullivan in relief for Udahara in this game. Trying to get the final 3 outs of the contest to get his first win of the season. Here's the 1-1 coming. Fastball at the end of the bat again. This to third. It's going to be Montez to sweep it. Throws to second to pick off the runner. Fielder's choice. So that's going to sit down the base runner, Bionis, who just hit that single earlier. Fielder's choice for Griffin. Runner will stay at first is Griffin.
Number 18,
Now Lujan's up. Lujan started off with a 2 RBI double and a run. Since then he got on with an error, but the run after that and 2 groundouts to third. Montez been getting a lot of work in this ball game there at third base for the Eagles and doing a good job of scooping. No sun to deal with, and the wind has died down too. Fastball's high, and he took a swat at it. He's going to go over the top of this backstop over our heads here. So I got to give a lot of credit to Montez, working that glove quite a bit for the Eagles. That last guy tried to poke it out there several times to see if he was awake or not, and he was. 2 outs away from a W for the Eagles. Get district started well. Fastball, ooh, it hits the hand. I'm going to say that it hit the bat of the hand. They call it dead. We're going to wait. Nope, they're going to call it hit by pitch, and the Sullivan came running up to the plate and then tagged it out because it looked like the official called it dead.
now batting.
I mean, you can't be called for a hit by pitch if you put your hand above the bat and then kind of extend your hand into the ball. That's not a hit by pitch, and that's what I thought they were going to call. Called it dead, and then let Sullivan came up, stalled because he thought it was dead, and then Rump turns around and just points to first and sends a runner there. Coach Bowman out on the field, not a happy camper right now, is wanting to know what the heck his pitcher was supposed to do on the play. Of course, Coach Bowman is the interim coach for this game. Coach Boyle will be back on Friday for the home matchup against Clovis, and Bowman not too happy about that, as the ball was called dead, and kind of a question of what the call was going to be, whether it's a actual hit off the bat for a fair ball in front of the plate, or it was off the hand, which it could either be foul too or hit by pitch, and he decides to go with hit by pitch. So runner now at first and second. Sullivan comes back with a fastball, just barely misses the top of the strike zone. That was a close one on the fast. So Lujan with hit by pitch, and now it's Lamelli, who's 2 for 3 right now, double and single. Fastball high, acrobatic jump in the air on the ladder that time. Hernandez is saving from going wild. Boy, if that would have sailed over his head, they would have runners at second and third with just 1 out. Great save there for Hernandez. Going up for a rebound, it looked like that time. Lamelli, as I mentioned, 1 RBI double, run, RBI single, 2. Flew out to left and hit by pitch. Fastball high outside for another ball. And Hernandez is coming up ready to throw on both of those, even though the first one before that was a wild pitch. 3-0 count now. Well ahead of the count is Lamelli. With a walk here, we'd have bases loaded. Put Coach Bowman in kind of a pressure situation here, decide what to do on that. Here it comes, fastball. I'm going to say high at the strike zone. It was close again. Walk for Lamelli. That's going to be walk number 5 for Roswell in this game. And the runners are loading up the bases here. Coach Bowman going to go out to the mound and talk to his his pitcher and infield. So we'll see what's going to happen here. We'll take a quick break. 8-5, bases loaded. That means the bases could tie it up. Runner hitting a homer would put the W in the book for Roswell. We'll be back at 60 on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Coach Bowman decides to stay with his pitcher, Hendrick Sullivan, the senior. 8-5 game, Hobbs by 3, bottom of the 8th. Extra inning here in Roswell. Bases are loaded, though. So if Luke Lynn could hit a homer, it would be ball game over. He was the starting pitcher, did get relieved after a while. Big kid, too. Lynn has 1 homer out of the 7 on the season for the Coyotes. But RBI situation for Lynn, which would also be important to try to get back in this game. He has got 19 on the season. That is currently second on the squad behind Lamali's 22. And Lamali's already on the base when he got the hit, or got the walk seconds ago. Look like they put in a pinch runner here for Roswell. Luke Lennels remained at the plate, at bat. 1 down, 8-5 score. Lynn coming in to this one with a couple of walks. Fielder's choice got him on and was hit by a pitch. So he's been on all 4 times, although the first one was kind of a gift. Wind up with a throw from Sullivan. Fastball gets the outside corner for the strike as Lynn watched it. Of course, into the base is the force out here, so Hobbs got to be mindful of that. Make sure you get a good stomp on the base and grab that or clasp onto that baseball in that mitt. Here comes the 0-1 from Sullivan. Fastball and a swing and a miss again. Might have got a piece of it. Did go in the glove of Hernandez for the strike 2. And Lynn getting a lot of pressure here. A walk would get a run home on an RBI for Lynn, but he's down with an 0-2 count, so he's in trouble. Sullivan come back with a fastball outside. This kind of a reaction pitch there, real hard, quick shot there, and jumping up immediately was Hernandez. Just to watch the runner to see what they're going to try to do. 1-2, 1 out. Fastball high. A little bit of turn for Lynn, but he's not going to rotate on the bat there. Good call as it was high in the air. Umpires yelling out to the Hobbs dugout about something. Ooh. Umpire came to the dugout, backed out, came back again. I'm not sure if somebody's saying something or he's writing something in his notebook, and now Coach Bowman's coming out for some reason. I didn't see him being signaled out there. Bowman's having some discussions with the umpire, pointing towards the side fence near to the dugout area. So something was written in the notebook. No sub coming in, so I'm not sure what that's all about. Coach Bowman, the head coach in this game. 2-2 count. Lynn's facing with 1 out. Bases loaded for his Coyotes. Both teams fighting for a first win in district with the Hobbs Eagles here. Sullivan looks back at second, checks runner. Fastball, swing and a miss, and Lynn will strike out. That'll be the first K. Hobbs fans getting loud here in Roswell. That'll be the 6th strikeout for Roswell, down to the last out. And that would be the ball game for the Eagles as they'll face Diego B at the plate. He has ground out 3 times on the left side of the infield. 2 to the third, that was Montez, and 1 to the shortstop Fuentes, and was hit by a pitch. Only been on base once. Fastball going to be a dribbler out towards second. Should be routine for Phillips. Throws to first, and that is it. Last out, the Eagles winning an extra inning as a great connect. Actually, not Phillips. That was Tyler. Excuse me. Tyler connects over to Kestner on the 4-3. Game over on the ground out. So Hobbs Eagles get the 8-5 win here in Roswell, knocking off the Coyotes to go 1-0 in district. Eagles improve to 11-10 overall. The Coyotes drop to 9-11. We'll take a 3-minute break, get you all the stats of this one. Your Hobbs Eagles win their first game of district on the road in Roswell. Stay with us. Welcome back to Roswell. Your Hobbs Eagles winning the first game of district 8-5 in an extra inning. 8 innings finished here in Roswell tonight after a windy game. And Hobbs coming back with a big 3-run homer put through by John Curtis over the right fence for the HR and the win. The 3 runs they needed at the top of the 8th. Roswell could not return the favor in the bottom for the win. Looking at Roswell's numbers first, they got a couple of guys with multiple hits. Balanas with 2 for 5 hitting, 2 singles, had a run scored as well. Also with 2 hits, Lamelli was 2 for 3, had an RBI double, had a single, RBI single, plus 1 run scored in the ball game. He also had a walk to get on, was hit by a pitch. Their final multiple hitter was Damian Dominguez, went 2 for 4, RBI single and a double. Other guys getting a single hit, Lujan, he had a 2 RBI double with a couple of runs scored, was hit by a pitch as well. Also, it was Isaac Orozco 1 for 4 off a single. He did strike out as well for Roswell. Total of 8 hits in the game for the Roswell Coyotes. They were walked 5 times and were struck out 6 as well. So they did have a lead in this game, 2-0 in the first inning, able to tie the game at 4 in inning number 3. They went up 5-4 after a run in the 4th. Hobbs tied it up at 5-5 in the 5th. No scoring in the 6th or 7th. And then it was 3 runs for the Eagles to win it 8-5 in 8, the 8th inning extra for the Eagles. Look at the Eagles' numbers. Multiple hitters, not a lot of them out there, but 3 of them doing big, and that included John Curtis. Talk about big-time hitting. 3 for 4 in this ball game, a 3 RBI homer in the 8th for the win. Also a pair of doubles, and one of those was an RBI double. So he was 3 for 4 at the plate. Curtis with a big game for the Hobbs Eagles in the win. Jaden Hernandez got a home run again in this game, 2 for 5. Thought he had a second. They're going to call a little foul on the left, so he could have had 2 in the books like he did against Rose of Sharon on Saturday. But 2 for 5 again, 3 RBI home run. Also scored a run himself on that one and then had a single with a run scored on top of that. So good bat extension there for Jaden Hernandez. Luke Parrish also 2 for 4. Started the game with a single and a run and another single later in the contest. Single hitter, Jaden Taylor 1 for 3 and had a single, but also got on 2 other times on walks, had a stolen base and a run scored. It was Cole Kester 1 for 4 with an RBI double. And that's pretty much it for the Hobbs Eagles in terms of their hitting. They finished up with 10 hits. That was 2 better than Roswell with 8. Hobbs had 5 walks, the same as Roswell, but the strikeouts actually in favor of Roswell. Hobbs with 11 and the Coyotes with 6, but still the big bats is where it needed to be, and John Curtis was the guy that really put the Eagles over the top along with Hernandez in terms of the final of this game, 8-5. So big win for the Eagles. Hobbs had 2 pitchers in this game, Udahar, the starter, and Sullivan came in the latter innings, and a couple of guys for the Roswell Coyotes was Luke Lynn, and then Jones Witt finished up the game as well. So 2 pitchers for both teams in the game. And again, nip and tuck all the way for this one. Just playing the single game this season, the last season as well. They don't have the double headers like they used to, so Hobbs will play Roswell later in the season at home at Sportsman's Park. But before that, the Eagles will be at home this coming Friday. They will host Clovis. The Wildcats playing Carlsbad tonight. Clovis Wildcats 11-9 on the season. And so they've been an up-and-coming team the last few years. Definitely a team to be reckoned with. Last year, they did finish 2-4, kind of a logjam for second. Of course, Carlsbad was the district winner at 6-0, but all 3 of the other teams, Roswell, Clovis, and the Hobbs Eagles at 2-4. So they're definitely a team to be reckoned with. Really come back and show that they can have a program. Like I said, they're 2 games above 500, and so that will be the game on Friday. We'll have that for you starting at 4:45 p.m. Will be the pregame show, and then the first pitch at 5 o'clock. Again, final score here in Roswell, 8-5. Your Hobbs Eagles are now 11-10 on the season, and more importantly, 1-0 in district. I'd like to thank Evie Stuber and Tiffany Stuber back at the station, and thanks for listening to us live with Hobbs Eagle Baseball on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, Cool 95.7's Facebook page. We'll see you Friday at 4:45 p.m. Have a great rest of the week out there.